I call the honourable member David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And I just want to apologise for members of the public that were listening to that last speech. Andrew Little is he's actually a very fine member of our Select Committee and so somebody that does work well. No, I know Jamie Lee Ross. He is a good man, and I think he got a bit too passionate with his speech and said a lot of things there that just weren't the case, and it was just sad. And this bill, and the next speaker, I'm sure, from the Labor Party will have a more moderate approach to it, I will imagine. But in the end, this bill is part of what we're looking at, and is put forward by Mr Jamie Lee Ross, who is a fine Member of Parliament who represents a great area of New Zealand and has done a great job in his seat. And this bill is part of the vision he sees for New Zealand, and it's a vision in which he sees all New Zealanders having rights and responsibilities, where there are those choices for people, and that people aren't restricted in being told what to do. And it's that freedom of choice, I think, that underlies this bill. That's really what Jamie Lee Ross is trying to promote tonight through the bill. That freedom of choice to work, that freedom of choice as an employer to keep the business going, that freedom of choice of the parties to come to a sensible arrangement and work together for the best interests of each and every party in an employment relationship. And an employment relationship is a give-and-take matter. There is a lot of give and take required on both sides, and I think that in a lot of cases we undervalue the role that the unions play and their important role that they play in actually working towards making that relationship a very strong one. But in essence, while we say that, there's also the need for some choice and some freedoms and the ability for employers to work towards keeping their businesses going. And I think this bill would employ the situation where there's a business that has a very difficult business in the sense that you can't stop or start it, a business that relies on, say, something that may be perishable or that is a high need in getting it distributed in a very short period of time. Those kind of situations where, there could be a context where the employment relationship has broken down, but there's also a context where the product still needs to be delivered, the product still needs to be manufactured, the jobs still need to be done. And I guess this bill is an attempt to give that balance so that that production, that process can still be maintained and go through at the same time while the parties try and work out their disagreement around their employment relationship. And I think everybody in this room would accept that situation and would want that to be the case. They wouldn't want the productive heart of New Zealand, for example, or something that is very much something that you need for personal survival or health or something like that to fall down because there was a breach in the employment relationship. And so I think that's a big part of this bill, and where this bill can actually help in providing a more sustained economic environment in New Zealand. We have had comments made by the opposition that the National Party doesn't care, that we're against the rights of unions and workers. That simply isn't the case, and those comments are made out of context, and they're an attempt to cloud this bill. And they are not done in a genuine way, and it's very sad that the opposition has resorted to that kind of politics in regard to this bill. And I won't sit down this time, I'll keep going, just for your benefit. It's been here 5 minutes. But speaking of 5-minute members over there smiling away, he wasn't so chirping about 5 minutes ago, was he, when his bill got slammed? Now his whole party's left him. But, I will say something nice about him, because, there will be a situation where New Zealand First will want this bill, because the day that they have, when Brendan Horan runs out and Andrew Williams comes with him, they will need this bill. And so it's in Winston Peters' self-interest to vote for this bill, and that's enough for him to vote for it generally. So we would expect him to vote for it. And so this bill, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to commend Jamie Lee Ross for bringing this forward, Phil, and doing a great job. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, well done, Jamie.
I call the honourable member
Thank you, Mr.
Darian
Speaker.
Fenton.